like I say, back in the old days, my children or my people would come to me and they would say we have to buy the whole family. We can't just buy one because like sometimes my people would go to the slave markets and stuff like that, and they would buy slaves and or buy buy people for sale. Usually debtors, people that owed money, stuff like that. Anyway, we would be buying we were buying people, and they would come to me and they would say and they would say, well, but he has a daughter and she's being sold to this guy and he's really bad and horrible. We have to buy him. We have to buy her. And I'd be like, oh, all right, go ahead, go buy her. Try and get a low price. Anyway, we were all, I was the one buying whole families. And people would be like, oh, he buys whole families, and stuff like that. And of course, so I had to pay more. So I was like, well, we're just gonna have to work harder. You know what that means, right? So anyway, though, but yeah. But like I said, it was somewhere around Belfast or somewhere in Ireland, actually, where I was doing this, basically. I was just a little businessman, and we were buying whole families because we couldn't just buy one. And even my people would say that. And people would say, well, we can't just buy one, It's like, yeah, I know. As they grew up, because they always knew me. So as they grew up, they're like, well, we can't just buy one of them, We have to buy the whole family, keep them together, And I was like, yes, go ahead. Spending my money. Like I said, I never spent my money because, well, I was the great Lusifer Star. So I wasn't spending my money, but my people were. So they were buying slaves and buying families and buying people like that. And that's basically how some of this got started or kept going, because basically, as Lucifer Star, I was company owner, and people would buy slaves on my behalf. That's kind of how the Vatican and everything else got started, actually, or somewhere around in there, somewhere around Belfast, I guess, or somewhere in Ireland or somewhere like that. Basically, we were buying slaves, and like I said, we'd buy whole families and daughters and sons and stuff like that, to keep the family together, because they wanted to keep my people wanted to keep the families together and stuff like that. So. Sometimes we buy probably 50 people. I'm not exactly sure. Like in the old days, there was a lot of things, with the laws and stuff like that. Everyone found out about my money, and it's like, well, I'm rich and powerful, and it's like, well, I mean, I could, I mean, anyway though, one country, two countries, three countries, four countries, because somebody found out that found out who I was and what I was. Anyway, first, and so yeah. We were buying slaves and whole families and everything else like that. I don't know, somewhere around Belfast. I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, I mean, I was always rich. That's why. A lot of it when I mean, these people just grew up. So anyway, I mean, I was a great Lucifer Star. So anyway, though, I mean, it wasn't my fault. I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things.